not only my generation, but generations to come, I think. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Maria Cardona is a saint of South Lorain.
Ever since she passed away in 2018, I've tried to figure out how to tell my grandmother's story. When I first considered the term social justice, she's one of the first people I thought of. I knew there had to be some way to tell the stories of the many lives she's impacted and what she's done for us Puerto Ricans living in the small city of Lorain, Ohio. Most importantly, this is our story, the story of the average Puerto Rican minority in the workforce and the many challenges they've overcome to become who we are today.
So my name is Victor Leandric. I am the director of our center. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but raised in Puerto Rico. But I moved here in 1991 looking for better opportunities and looking for a better life, following the American dreams. As soon as I started meeting people were directing me to Maria Cardona at the unemployment office. And it was the first thing I did. So Maria for me was the first professional contact from the Latino aspect. It was her job, but there was that extra that she was doing. It was authentic. She was not putting jobs in front of me just for the fact of putting jobs. She wanted for me to thrive and to do the best I could. So it was, no, let me look for something that is the best for you. I always remember her as somebody that guided me to where I am right now and where I am today. It was a friendly hand that I was there. I even forgot that she was in my wedding. I just realized that she was in my wedding.
In 1947, a large number of the Puerto Rican population arrived in Lorain, Ohio as part of a recruiting campaign nicknamed Operation Bootstrap, a campaign organized by the National Tube Company. This part of the U.S. Steel Company faced intense employment competition, so the company hired a firm to move Puerto Ricans to Lorain, promising employment and benefits of a new life. As time went on, the Puerto Rican population kept growing, but employment began to run scarce.
When it was time to go look for a real job, it was early 80s, and that's when a big recession hit. They laid off a bunch of people over here at the steel plant. Wasn't much out there, any good paying jobs to choose from, so you pretty much took whatever you could get. I get a call. Well, actually, I think my mom told me, said, "Hey, Maria said has an opportunity for you to get into Ford." At that time, it was like, that's a dream. It was like, what's the chances of getting into Ford? It's like, you just know that it's out there, but your chances, is like close to zero of getting that job.
My father was one of the first group of the first 500 that came. He came here in January 1948, joined the Army when I was 17, and when I was 18 years old, and I should have been a senior in high school, I was already a sergeant in Vietnam. And that's an experience that for me was transformational. It was while I was in the service that I first felt like I could accomplish something and that I was equal. And I had heard someplace, and I actually believed that you can better change an institution from the inside than you can from the outside. And that was kind of part of my motivation for wanting to be a police officer. I first met Maria when I was a supervisor on the night shift. We went to a house on calls, and she would be there advocating for them and working with them. And every time I went on a call somewhere, there was Maria Cardona,
One of the new trends is that the Latino community is moving through all Lorain County. But you have so many layers in regards to language, culture, how we celebrate culture and everything else, that we cannot fit in just one box. So when you have a pandemic like this, putting that information out in the language that people can understand, it was a very challenging for us.
I think we've become more collaborative, and I think we see ourselves as more part of the general community and all the issues that we're facing, but also the success that we're having in kind of rebuilding Lorain, the downtown, and of course the things that are going on in South Lorain. One of the things I feel proud is everywhere I go in this county, I see people from the Latino community represented. And I know that that's part of the legacy of people like Maria and the people that came before us who stood up and fought for inclusion and for social justice. I think that's the legacy she leaves.